Hey friends, coming to you today with zucchini cake, chocolate zucchini cake. I talked to my father-in-law and asked him which he would prefer, and he said if he had the option, he wanted chocolate zucchini cake. So we are going to grate some zucchini in our food processor. You'll notice I cut the top and the bottom off and split it in half. We're going to scrape the seeds out of the inside. This zucchini is small enough, this step probably isn't necessary, but I still like to take the seeds out. I am, however, going to leave the skin on. On most vegetables and fruits, a lot of the nutrients is in the skin. And since we're practically eating a vegetable cake, we want to leave all the nutrients in it, right? Plus it makes it look pretty. So, just scraping the seeds out. Here, I'll try to turn it toward you so you can kind of see. Scrape, scrape, scrape. So we need 3 cups of grated zucchini for this cake. We're going to do another one, cutting the top off, the bottom, splitting in half, scrape out the seeds. This is a very good cake. The only moisture that goes into this cake is zucchini, number 1, eggs, number 2, and oil, number 3. So it has 3 forms of moisture. There's no milk, no water. I'm gonna do one more for good measure because I'm not sure that that is gonna make 3 cups quite. Scrape the seeds. My cameraman today is Randall. He found some time to come in and help me. That made him smile. He was taking a little break and thought that he would enjoy the air conditioning, and I roped him into helping me. So, he's doing a good job. Okay, I have put a small blade on my food processor. You can do this by hand if you have a hand grater, which is how I always used to do it before I got this food processor. So I have the blade in. This is going to be loud. Let's see. Yep, that will fit. I'm gonna half it just so I can put this on easily. This will be loud. Isn't that cool? Oven is preheated. That was the beep you heard. This thing really just whizzes the stuff up. It is amazing. I don't know how I ever made it without one. Maybe making it without one makes me appreciate it more. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, last one. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side. Get a towel and dry my hands. All right, using my KitchenAid bowl, I need 2 cups of sifted flour, and I'm going to move this. Today I'm just using regular all-purpose flour, not the fancy stuff that Shelly got for me. It is about gone. So until we get our swap made, I'm just about out of that. Here's my sifter. I'm going to set it right here. This is a 1 cup measuring scoop. So you'll see I'm taking a knife. I want to make the scoop level. Going in, so there's 1 cup, here's 2. Okay. If you don't have a sifter, it's fine. You don't have to sift it. It just makes the cake lighter and fluffier. Okay, we're going to sift. This has 3 screens in it, so it actually triple sifts the flour. I got this. It's not brand new. You can tell by looking at it. It came from an antique or thrift store, actually from Marshall, Missouri. Okay, flour in. 2 cups of sugar, so equal amounts of flour and sugar. I always run my sugar through my sifter. It's not really necessary. You don't have to do that step if you don't want to. It just gets any big chunks out that shouldn't be, and then at the end you can dump away the impurities. So leveling the sugar also. 2 and 2. 2 cups, 2 cups. Sugar going through. 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa. It's the next ingredient. Okay, see in the sifter, there's these large chunks of sugar that did not go through. I'm just gonna dump them out in my scrabble. Okay, so I also sift the unsweetened cocoa, 3/4 of a cup. So again, using the same knife that I used before, just gonna level my measure. This is a 1/4 cup, so I will do it 3 times. Cocoa has a lot of chunks in it, so let's just add a little bit more there. Little extra chocolate never hurt anybody. Okay, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa. We're going to add baking soda. Yes, baking soda into this, not baking powder. There is a difference, so whenever it calls for one, use the specific one. Okay, dumping out any impurities. It looks like most of it went through. Okay, baking soda, 2 teaspoons. Here's a teaspoon. This has a place where it opens here. You just kind of scoop, run your hand down, makes it flat. So, we want 2. 1, 2. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So, I keep my salt and pepper in these scoop containers. I really like them. It's actually a stack of 3. I don't have anything I like to put in the 3rd one, so I only use 2 of them, but I really enjoy those. Okay, teaspoon of ground cinnamon. If you think cinnamon and chocolate don't go together, you're wrong. They are so good together. So, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon going in. You should try it if you've never tried it. It's really, really, really good. Okay. All right, got just a little bit. Didn't go through. I just keep this in my cabinet. I never wash it. I might wipe it out just to get that chocolate. I leave it on a paper plate so it doesn't make a nasty mess in my cabinet. Now we're going to whisk the dry ingredients together, just like we've done in the past with the cornmeal. Just try to mix it together, and going to make a well. You can do this by hand if you want. I have my KitchenAid stand mixer that we're going to use. Okay, we need 4 eggs. I'm going to put this on here. I have farm eggs, so I like to add an extra egg. Not all of them are equal in size. If you get a piece of egg shell into your egg mixture, use the shell to pull out the shell. Shell attracts shell. This is a good trick. It works well, and it keeps your fingers from having to go down into the eggs. Looks like I did good, no shells. that's not always the case. So I'm going to poke the yolks and just whisk a little, putting this in my well. Okay, so we put 5 eggs in. It actually calls for 4. When baking, I also like to add an extra egg. It just helps increase the flavor, I think. Okay, this sounds like a lot of oil. It's a 1.5 cups, okay? 1.5 cups going in. I know it sounds like a lot. This is a very, very special treat. We only have it like once a year, and it has 3 cups of zucchini in it. So again, it's practically a vegetable, right? So it's okay one time a year to have 1.5 cups of oil in the cake. Now we are going to add the 3 cups of grated zucchini. So I'm going to attach my paddle, and I'm going to turn this on low to get it going. We're going to measure out 3 cups of grated zucchini. Press it down because you want all of the zucchini. I think that the 3 that we did is just perfect. Just the right amount. These kind of look like little matchsticks, and they're going to disappear in the cake. You will see a little flake throughout the cake of green from the skin, but the white part of the zucchini will just disappear. So, let me give you a close-up here of what that looks like. This is going into the mixture. I'm going to turn it off, put this in. I am using a bundt pan today. You can use whatever kind of pan you want. This will bake in a 350-degree oven for 50 to 60 minutes. One way to tell when a dessert is done, it will pull away from the pan. It will have spring back when you touch it. There are lots and lots and lots of tricks. We have a few pieces that did not process. And then we'll scrape the lid out because we don't want to waste any zucchini. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, this is going down. We're going to turn it on low and get it mixed. Get that going in. Okay, this recipe calls for 3/4 cups of chopped walnuts. This is a nut chopper. It was just a few dollars at like TJ Maxx maybe. You can do a fine or a coarse chop. And it even has measuring on it so you know how much you are getting. So I need 3/4 of a cup. That's just a little over, but we're gonna go with it. These are black walnuts, which are grown right here in the Ozarks. Randall's uncle and aunt used to give us black walnuts, and I actually, nuts, keep them in the freezer. It will keep the oils good, and it will help them stay fresh longer. So I've had those in the freezer for a long time. We just kind of save them for special treats. Not everybody likes black walnuts, but we really like them. Okay, that is incorporated. So my bundt pan is right here. I heavily, heavily greased it with Crisco. We did not come this far to have this cake stick in the bottom and, you know, go to pot and look ugly. You eat with your eyes before you eat with your taste buds. So I want this to look really pretty, so I Criscoed it, and now I'm going to put flour in it, and I'll show you how I do this. I shake it around, all around the Crisco. So the flour in the Crisco will my hope is that it helps to prevent it from sticking. Okay, so I'm just going to shake, 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 shake and tap. I don't know if I can do it this way so you can kind of see. What the goal is to get all the flour to stick to the Crisco that you've put in this pan. This pan has a lot of grooves within it. It makes the cake very pretty and kind of reminds you of like a little donut. Now you also have the centerpiece here that needs to have flour on it. It is a little harder to get it fair. But for the most part, you can see that it is stuck. Maybe not everywhere, but almost everywhere. Now you may have a few areas where the cake could stick. It'll be okay. So now you want to shake the excess flour out. Don't leave the flour in that did not stick. Okay, see the Crisco and the flour? Now, going to pour this beautiful, beautiful mixture, where'd it go? Into my pan. As soon as we get this in the oven, I'm going to wash my bowl because I do not have a stunt bowl, nor do I have a stunt dishwasher. We wash all of our own dishes. And we'll come right back and we will make some icing to go on this cake. Okay, here is the batter. It is very thick, it is delicious, it is beautiful. I could eat it with a spoon. I won't. It's going in. Just kind of turn your bundt pan. Even if you don't turn it, it's okay, it'll fill in. This actually reminds me of, oh, what's that frosting with the coconut? Do you know what that's called, Randall? I can't think of it.
German chocolate.
German chocolate. This looks like German chocolate frosting. Thank you. The zucchini looks like coconut. Again, the zucchini will disappear in the cake. So, if you're worried about your calorie intake, remember we are not eating this alone. We are sharing this. We are having Randall's brother, our sister-in-law, his mom and dad, and us will be here tonight eating for Father's Day. And we may even send some of what's left home with people, so we are not tempted to eat all of this cake on our own. Okay. Going to the oven, 350 degrees, 50 to 60 minutes. I'm going to set my timer for 50 minutes and then check it, and we will be back shortly with frosting. Hey guys, back with frosting. Okay, so we have 3 tablespoons of softened butter in this bowl. I softened it in the microwave for a little bit. I did not leave it at room temperature long enough just to do it straight. So we're going to turn that on. Okay, we are going to put 2 cups of powdered sugar into this bowl. This recipe is my mother-in-law's recipe. She has named it chocolate satin frosting. It is really good. Super duper good. Did you see how I did that with the powdered sugar? Put my hand on it to level it out. So 1 cup going in. Okay. Frosting can be messy. We will add the 2nd cup, but this is what I like to do. I don't have a guard for this, so I like to put a towel over so powdered sugar doesn't fly everywhere and look like an atomic bomb. It has happened to me. And as you know, I don't like to clean unnecessary messes. And I feel like powdered sugar flying everywhere is an unnecessary mess if I can put a towel over the top. Okay, 2nd cup going in. So butter, powdered sugar. I'm going to put the towel back over. We're going to try to get the butter mixing in there. We are going to add in 1 tablespoon of milk. Okay, that doesn't look like it is going to fly. Okay, 1 tablespoon of milk going in. I'm just going to pour over this. If you get a little too much in, it's okay. It's not going to mess up the flavor. We need 1/8 teaspoon of salt going in. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Again, a little extra vanilla never hurt anybody. I'm just going to pour it in. Just pour until it feels good. I need a t-shirt that says that. Just pour it. Okay. I'm going to mix in 1 egg. There is a raw egg in this frosting. Store it in the refrigerator until right before you eat. Whatever you have left, if you have frosted it, put it into the refrigerator. I always do it in a separate bowl because of the eggshell. So in goes my egg. Now we are going to add in 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder. 1 tablespoon at a time. Where's my knife? Okay, here it is. 1. 2. You can probably see a little bit of cocoa mushroom cloud going on. 3. Let's get the cocoa out of there. It's trying to stick. No cocoa left behind. 4. 5. 6. Now I will have to scrape the side of the bowl. I have the beater or whisk attachment on. It's not the same one I had on before. I'm going to turn this up higher. Okay, I'm going to scrape. I would like to show you guys this before we let you go. The cake will be done a little later. We will frost it a little later. It will need to cool. Okay. Let me get that going again. There goes the mushroom cloud. You can see it. Tastes good. Okay, I'm going to scrape one more time. A little bit of that cocoa powder came up again. This may be easier to do with a hand mixer. Maybe I should have went that route. But I enjoy using my KitchenAid. It's a lot of fun for me. I like to make cooking fun. It's enjoyable to cook it. It's enjoyable to eat it. Okay, we're going to call that good. So I'm going to scrape it into a bowl so you can see how satiny, silky, delicious it is. I probably need to set this somewhere so we can lick it off. My kids aren't here to lick it, so me and Randall might do that. Okay. I'm going to put it in this bowl. Here it goes. You could double this recipe if you wanted to make extra. I did not choose to double it today. This will be enough for 1 cake for the 6 of us. And in fact, there'll probably be some left. We may just have to leave it in the refrigerator and eat it by the spoonfuls because this stuff is really good. Really, really, really good. Don't want to waste any. Alright, there it is. There's there's our chocolate satin frosting, just waiting to go on that glorious cake in the oven loaded with zucchini. I mean, it's a vegetable, right? So all of this chocolate, all of the oil, all of everything is totally fine, at least for one day. We will come back on and show you the cake once it is done and cooled, and then we will frost it. Hey friends, we're back. The chocolate zucchini cake is done. I can smell it with my nose, so I'm going to cancel. We're going to pull this out. It is in our bundt pan. Give you a close up. So, you can see how it is pulling away. It is starting to pull away from the edges of the pan. That is one way to tell when it is done. Also, spring back. It will have some spring back if you touch it. Another way is to take a toothpick, insert it, comes out fairly clean. So, we are going to let this cool for 10 to 15 minutes, and then the grand finale, we're going to flip it out of the bundt pan. I hope that it's really exciting and not a total flop. But if it doesn't look good, that's okay. We're gonna patch it with frosting. That will be fine. I wish that I had smell-o-phone or smell-o-vision because this is incredible. The cinnamon with the chocolate smells like heaven. It is so good, so good, so good. And another little thing here, you can also see little flecks of the zucchini throughout, but for the most part, they've disappeared. We'll see whenever we flip it out if we can see those. And you know what? That may actually be a nut. I may be flipping to you. That may be one of those walnuts. But we will come back in 10 to 15 minutes and show you the grand finale. Hey guys, we're back. The cake has cooled somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. So we'll show you again. As it is cooled, it has pulled away from the edges more. You can see. Now I'm going to show you a trick I like to do. So I'm going to shake the pan. Can you come closer, Randall? I don't know if you can hear this noise. Do you hear how it's loosened? Okay, I'm gonna set it on here. Get my cooling rack. And I hope that this is like everything that we dreamed it would be. It's gonna go, oh, let's see. Okay. Ready? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's perfect. You can still see the steam coming off of it. It's still hot. It does not completely cool in that 10 to 15 minutes. It just releases. Okay, look in this pan. This is why we Crisco and flour. It is very important. That is a step that you should not skip. Don't use pan nonstick cooking spray. Use shortening of some kind and flour. There's little traces right there, but that is it. I mean, it released. That is beautiful. So that is a step that you do not skip when baking. Okay. Now we're going to see if I can just slide this off onto my beautiful J-Day, pan. Okay. I started to rip it right there, but that's okay. I'll patch it with some frosting. So, chocolate zucchini cake, 101. It's not hard to make. It's a little bit time consuming, but this is seriously like the best chocolate cake ever. We love this stuff. And we will post some pictures later of it frosted and then maybe even a slice of it. And I hope that you guys enjoy. I would love to hear if you make it. Thanks for watching.